Syndicate Bombs have been added to the game, and along with that are training bombs. Training bombs can be ordered at cargo, and they teach you how to arm a bomb. So in order to defuse a bomb, you must open it with a screwdriver, and you can have a multi-tool, but you don't need it, so you just really need a screwdriver and wire cutters. There are 5 types of wires, well 6. One of them is a live wire, and cutting that will let you disable the bomb. There's a bolt, which will let you unbolt the bomb to move it. There's a delay wire, which if snipped will delay it. There's a proceed wire, which if snipped will move the timer up. And then there's 3 boom wires, and if you snip any of them, it will explode. It is RNG, so you just have to get lucky. And I managed to explode the bomb on the first one. It's 10% chance to defuse it, and a 10% chance you'll unbolt it. And if you click on the bomb, there's actually a whole guide in-game as well of how to actually do it. But it's really just luck. So there's not like a technique to this, you just get lucky. And there we go. I got the live wire, so it plays like, sounds like an aircraft sound for like getting flight service. And at this point, you can just snip every single wire to make sure the bomb is dead, and you can drag it away. And you probably want to toss it in space. Now, the Syndicate Bomb, the real deal, is an 11 telecrystal purchase under the Explosives tab. Once you purchase it, it will instantly place it on the ground anchored, but you can unanchor it if you wish before it actually arms. But if you want to arm it, the minimum time is 120 seconds. You go all the way up to 300. You can just simply alt-click it to arm it, and you defuse it the same way. Thing is, though, the wires are random, so again, you have about a 30% chance of killing yourself with every snip, well, mathematically, and you got about a 20% chance of defusing it. So realistically, your odds are not good. And I killed myself on the first snip, and if I was full health, I wouldn't have gibbed, but I took a little bit of damage, so I did indeed give myself, even with an EOD suit. But the damage of the Syndicate Bomb is monumental. It is very hard to fix, but it costs over half your telecrystals. It can be diffused, but on smaller stations, it is quite devastating. Station maps have received a useful update. Not every station in the game has started utilizing them yet, but the way it works is basically that if you get access to a station map, it will show you where things are at. So like, I just hand place these. Obviously, this is not where Engineer Command is because I'm standing right here. But basically, it will let mappers actually let people know where the certain departments are at on a station map. Organs are now edible. There's not too much implementation to this other than the fact that I guess you can hide crime scenes a little bit easier, but you can't eat limbs, so as sadistic as it could be, you can't entirely eat a person you just murdered. Well, unless you cook them. Advanced Riot Control has received 2 separate updates, and I'll cover them all at the same time. Advanced Riot Control now contains the Telescopic Shield and the Holobarrier Projector. The Holobarrier Projector can be crafted with 3 sheets of steel, half a sheet of glass, and half a sheet of plastic. And I'll just quickly show what the Holobarrier Projector is for those of you who haven't seen it. It isn't that common of an item. What it is, it's a handheld projector. It doesn't come with any batteries, so like I could have salvaged this sec light, and if I just take it in my hand and press Z, it'll instantly drop a holographic barrier that you must hop over. So it effectively lets security cordon off areas. The Telescopic Shield costs 3 steel and 8 glass, so it's a little pricey, but the Telescopic Shield is very, very powerful. It is telescopic, meaning that it isn't extended by default, which means you can actually put the shield in a backpack. It only weighs 10, or you can even put it in your pocket. You press Z, it will extend the shield. The shield has a 10% damage reduction to the common combat damages, but it also is a shield, so it blocks 50%. And the easiest way I could demonstrate how this works is I will just give it to a passenger. And just by the way, the WT-550 does 16 damage a shot. So in 7 shots, you'll crit a passenger with no shield with the shield. The shield has 100 durability, by the way. So we'll just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 shots the shield has broken. 11, 12. It gives you 5 more shots till crit, completely unarmored. So you can see why that would be really powerful, especially on somebody like a security officer. Due to how compact it is, you can always have it on you, and it is just a very, very durable shield. Cargo can now purchase deployable barriers for $1,000 apiece. Before, there was no other way of obtaining them, so it was up to mappers to give you even a few of them. Nothing's been changed with them. They still require security access to unlock and lock, and you just drag them around like normal. But along with the Holo Projector being craftable now, this should allow security to actually start sectioning off parts of a station more effectively. New barricades have been added to the game. Two of them are currently map only, so this one and the one that goes on doors and that blocks them are currently map only. You can pry this one with a crowbar. You can't pry this one, and there is still the normal barricade. It has a new sprite, and you can still craft it with the G menu with 4 pieces of wood like before. Ore bags have received a massive quality of life. If you wear the ore bag on your belt slot, you will automatically pick up all nearby ores just by walking near them. It is so nice. Dual wielding guns has received a nerf, or I guess you could call it a fix. Or you used to be able to just rapidly swap hands to effectively double your fire rate with guns, but now there's a short cooldown of swapping weapons, so there's really not much of a reason to do that. You actually lower your DPS, so you're better off just using one gun, emptying it, then swapping to another if you really want to dual wield them. But now you can't reach insane levels of DPS with dual wielded guns. A whole bunch of mutated plants have been added to the game, so now certain plants can completely change their plant type upon mutation. I won't go through all of them and explain what they all are, but the two of the most notable ones that I've seen so far is Ambrosia deus. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it has omnizine in it. And another one I've seen is koi bean, because it has carpotoxin in it, which is very dangerous. The rest of them all have their own caveats, like steel logs, well, give steel, not wood. So there are some pretty interesting things you can mutate into now. Cyborgs make it more clear when they are damaged. For example, one with minor damage will say it has minor dents, and if I just keep hitting it, well, there's that sound effect. I'll keep hitting it, and the chassis is severely dented. And its chassis is almost completely caved in, and eventually it doesn't go past that message, it will just break and disappear. Artifact containers can now block radiation from artifacts. As you can see, this artifact is putting off 0.5 rads. As soon as I close the box, it goes down to 0. So now the super radioactive artifacts can be safely contained and not be a danger to basically everyone within eyesight. Holoparasites will now have an AI host before a player takes it over. That means that the Holoparasite isn't useless if no one ever takes it over. The way it works is that it will essentially just auto-target the nearest non-syndicate person. So if I just spawn in a person and I release it, it'll immediately start beating them to death and stop the moment they are crit. And if I walk too far away, they'll still disappear like a guardian would. The Holo Clown Parasite works in a similar way. However, they will immediately gravitate towards the first weapon, and that could cause problems because they could pick up a gun and not be able to use it, and that's not good. So the results may vary. It's pretty good on the Holo Parasite, but the Holo Clown is... you definitely want a person before you summon it. The last thing I'll cover for this week is now all nuclear operators will spawn with a Microbomb implanter, and they can no longer purchase it. So now you can talk to your team and figure out if you want certain people to have microbombs, none of you to have microbombs, or all of you to have microbombs. As always, I will scroll through the changelog for those of you who just don't have access to it, or in a similar way just want to see it in this video. I want to thank all of our maintainers, contributors, and everyone else for keeping this game up to date, playable, and full of content and just good additions and fixes and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching.